of this organization. What does that mean to you?
It means a lot. It means they thought enough of me to say, hey, we've got somebody that can slide right in. And I've been in the West Coast League for a long time, and I've managed in Bend and I'm managing Cowlitz. But I look forward to bringing a winning product here to Springfield, and something we'll have people be proud of to come out and watch.
You were the pitching coach last season here in Springfield. What did you take away from your first season here in Springfield, and how special is this place?
Well, here's the thing. I didn't know anybody. I didn't do any of the recruiting. It was just, here you go, this is what you're working with. This year I got to recruit some of the position players, and I think you're going to see a much more athletic product on the field. I'm excited about our offense. I think our pitching is still developing, but man, I think this is going to be a much better team than we've seen in the past.
You mentioned that you kind of have a role now, kind of helping pick the players, form the lineup, pick the roster, I guess, in a sense. But that's part of your title, Director of Player Personnel. How far back does this process go? When does this process get going, and then how does it really pick up in the middle of the season?
I would say 3/4 of our roster was done in November. From talking to various contacts that I have through the states and connections from my playing days to knowing the college coaches that I've recruited from other places. So it definitely 3/4 of it, the bulk of it gets done in November, and then you try to get more players because you know there's going to be a melt. Some kids are going to hit too many innings. Some kids are going to be like, I'm tired, coach, I don't want to go this year. So you got to plan for that. It's like overbooking a flight. Does that make sense? Yeah. That's kind of what it. And I learned that in Bend because we were always 6 pitchers short at the end of the year, and so I think in this case more is very beneficial for us.
No, absolutely. And with this roster, I mean, it constantly fluctuates. How do you build team camaraderie when the roster is constantly changing?
What you find out is that the first initial group becomes the tightest. And then it's how the guys that come in later blend in. And I think the chemistry, everybody buying in, this is summer ball, so you're not as regimented as school. I think just making it a productive, more relaxed environment for them makes them all kind of get along. There's no irritability.
No, absolutely, and that's the thing about summer ball. It's all about having fun and trying to improve yourself and just get a little bit better. Talk to me a little bit about this past weekend. Already faced off against the Pippins, 3 games in Yakima. What went well, what didn't go well in that series?
2 really good ball games and 1 stinker. That's all. It's the only way I can describe it. Starters set the tone, and both Billy and Kyle did great jobs in their starts. Billy was on a pitch count, but he was able to go 5 scoreless. Kyle gives up 2 runs in the first inning and pitches 7 scoreless. So you can't say enough about that effort. Our pitching was a little bit. We were behind the count a lot in Game 3, so it's easy to hit when you get behind the counts. Offensively, I mean, shoot. Barring that middle game, we hit the ball pretty well. I think we're a much more athletic team. Can't say enough about Kenzie, our third baseman. Maris can swing the bat. We've got Andy Miller. You can go down the roster. We feel pretty good. The Dykstra kid that's going to USC, stud. I called Andy Stankiewicz, who I played with in Arizona, and I said, you got a dude. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Certainly excited to see him this weekend. Now, you mentioned Kinsey. He had obviously a big weekend in Yakima. How did you find him in the entire recruiting process when you're trying to get kids to come here? And, what does he bring to the table?
I have a relationship with Rich Hill, the head coach at UH, and I got a guy coming in. He's in junior college right now. He's the real deal. And we're pretty high on him. I'm like, okay, I'll give it a shot. And I'm excited he's coming in. He has a good reputation, athletic, hard worker, baseball IQ, and then the more you see the kid, the more you're in love with what he's doing. I mean, he's a dude. That's all I can say.
Going into this 3-game series back at home, what's going to be the X factor, and how are you going to improve to win the series this time around?
I think it's just going to be we've got a few of our bats back, but I think it's going to be how our pitching lines up. We're a little thin in game 1, but then it kind of evens itself out towards the back.
Who are some of the pitchers that we may be seeing this week?
You'll see the Kyle Larson. You'll see the Billy Dotson. There is Tyler Manio from, I believe, Lubbock. Caden Starr from here, obviously, he's at UAP. I'm hoping that those two last ones rebound, and if they do, it's just going to only add to our depth. Bettiger from Chemeketa came in and did a good job. Hammond, who's throwing tonight, pitched for me at Bushnell. He's a tough competitor. He's going to have a short leash, but he's going to be right in the mix.
Excited to see Hammond around again. He pitched with the Drifters 2 years ago, the inaugural season with the Drifters. So good to see him back out here at Hamlin Sports Complex. Coach, congratulations on the position and good luck tonight.
All right, thanks.
Appreciate it.